Kia ora, Helen Brahms from Cruise Planners here, and welcome to today's frequently asked question. But before we get to the question, we'd like you to write in the comments where you are, where you're located, so we can see just who's dialing in and who's tuning in. And if you do have a frequently asked question that you would like, no, you wouldn't know if it's a frequently asked question. If you have a question about travel that you would like us to ask, then answer for you, then please go and send us a private message and we will be more than happy to do a Facebook Live and answer your question for you. Especially if it's a general travel question. It could be on how do I renew my passport, what's global entry, anything you can think of about travel that you would like us to ask, answer. Jeepers, brain fried. That must be the end of the weekend, that you would like answered. We would be happy to do that. So please, private message us if you would like us to answer a question for you. So today's frequently asked question is, when we show people the plans of the ship, the deck plans, why are these cabins are all the same, but why are they different pricing? And you might get a quote from us on what we call the cruise sheet, which has the outline of the ship on there. It has the itinerary on there. It has information about the ship, like when it was built, how many restaurants it has on board, how many boroughs, all the schematics and all of that sort of stuff, as well as giving you information about the staterooms. But on some, the staterooms are all identical. They're the same size. They have the same amenities, yet they're different pricings. Why is that? It is a great question and very easily answered. It is based on where on the ship the stateroom or the cabin is located. So the lower down you are in the ship, the cheaper the price is going to be. The higher up you are, the more expensive it is going to be. Somewhere in between is going to be, if you're on one of the decks in between, then you'll have the price range between the bottom of the ship and the top of the ship. Also too, if you are located forward and back, is a different price to when you're located midship. And another question that gets asked a lot is, where is the best place on the ship to be? It's personal preference. It really is. But some of the best places, especially if you suffer from motion sickness, the best place for you to be on the ship to have your cabin would be midship, because it has the least amount of movement when the ship is going backwards and forwards on that front to back motion that they do through the ocean. You very rarely get the side to side motion going these days because ships come with stabilizers. So they put those out to help prevent the side to side motion. You may get some of it in very rough seas, but typically the cruise lines are more concerned about their ship, concerned about the safety of the passengers on board as well as their ship. So they try to avoid those areas where possible. So going back to our question of, I totally got sidetracked. Going back to our question of the different prices on the cabins. So I pulled this out. This is a partial deck plan for the Celebrity Eclipse. And as you can see, there's all these different colors. Now, all of these rooms across the middle here are all balconies. But as you can see, they're all different colors. Each color is a different price. And it's based on, is it midship? Is it forward? Yep. Is it at the back of the ship or the aft? AFT, aft. And based on where you are located on the ship, you're on a, which way we're going. We are going low deck or a high deck. Depends which one you're based on and where it is. Also too, so the verandas may be all the same, but again, it depends on where it is. And part of our job is to help you work out where the best place on the ship is for you to be. Do you want to be close to an elevator? Do you want to be away from an elevator? Do you want to be close to the amenities on board the ship, like the dining rooms? Do you want to be close to public spaces? These sort of questions that we will help filter you through so that we make sure that you have a comfortable stay on your cruise. The other thing that we also look out for too is your cabin going to be located directly above public space, directly below the theater? Is it going to be below the kitchen? These are other questions that you need to ask as well. How do I know where the best location is? That is where we come in and we find out from you where you want to be located on the ship. Do you want to be near a public space area? Do you want to be below the pool deck? Do you want to be above the public space area where they might have restaurants, and bars and lounges and discos, places that will have a lot of noise? Do you want to be down in the inside cabins or the ocean view cabins, which are typically below the public deck levels, where they have so you could end up being below the galleys or the kitchens, and those can on some ships get very noisy when they start up at 4 o'clock in the morning, when they start gearing up to get breakfast ready, or when they're shutting down late at night. So these are some of the things that get taken into consideration on pricing of the staterooms. So you're looking location on the ship, and any real estate agent can tell you location, location, location. It's the same thing on a cruise ship. You might have 10 different types of verandas that are all exactly the same, all different categories, but the difference is location. That's it. It's as simple as that. So talk to your cruise professional, your travel professional. Talk with especially your cruise specialist, and they will help you to be able to determine where your best place is to be on the ship for what it is that you want to do, what you want to see and do while you're on the ship. Some people want to be close to an elevator. Some people want to be a little further away. Do they want to be close to the center elevator, the ones at the beginning of the ship, the back of the ship? It's all up to you. It's your preferences that we take into account when locating you on a ship. So that is why you get different prices for the exact same cabin. It's just location, something as simple as that. Now, if you have a question that you would like us to answer, please send us a private message and we'll be more than happy to do a Facebook Live on your question and get it answered for you. Until next time, he konera.